Hey, what's going on, everybody? Movie Phantom here, and yes, it's Monday. You know what that means? News. So, last week they talked about there's going to be a new Blob movie, a remake. Remember back when it was like, I remember at one point like Rob Zombie was attached to do the Blob, and I always thought that was going to be interesting, but never saw that. But anyway, the new Blob, and they already talking about how it's going to differ from the first two. I guess it's not going to be so much of a Blob, I guess you can say. He actually said that it's going to be a cross between the Alien and the Predator alien. Alright, the Alien and Predator. And I'm okay with that. I'm curious, like, I don't know. The Blob is one of those movies I don't really hold sacred at all. Like, it was good. I've seen the Steve McQueen one a long time ago. I've only seen it once. I've never seen the Son of the Blob, or Son of Blob, or whatever the hell the sequel was to that. But the one I've seen the most was the 80s version. And once again, I mean, it's good, but it's nothing great, you know. So, I mean, to me, personally, this isn't like hollow ground we're stomping on here. So, if they want to go with different, I mean, I'd be okay with that. I'm kind of, in my mind, I'm picturing, like, when he's not giving a whole lot of details, but when he's kind of thrown out, to me, it sounds almost like a Swamp Thing type thing, but like a drippier Swamp Thing type creature. But apparently it's going to have more intelligence, so it's going to be more badass. So I'm really curious to see, you know what they come up with. So also, they're starting to cast Leatherface, which is the prequel to, I guess, a prequel to the Texas Chainsaw Massacre, like the original 1974 horror classic. And then, of course, the last one, Texas Chainsaw, was a sequel to the 1974 classic. Well, this is going to be a prequel to, I guess, both films. They're trying to make it like their own little trilogy, I guess, or whatever. And it's just called Leatherface, much like Part 3 was. Yeah, I don't know how I feel about this, because I know some people enjoyed Texas Chainsaw, but I know a lot of people thought it was just shit. And I'm in that majority. For once, I'm in the majority on that. I did not care for Texas Chainsaw. I mean, and I know everybody, like, the one thing that hung up, and I know, like, it's one of those things, like, man, it shouldn't be a big deal, but it's just, like, the fact that it took place, like, 20 years later, which would put it in the 90s, and yet you still had, like, modern-day cell phones and shit. I was like, really? And everybody's like, you know, they meant it to be fun. No, they didn't. They fucked up, and let's face it, it was just a shit movie. So, I'm figuring, since they can't do math very well, and this is supposed to be a prequel, that this is going to take place in the 30s or something, probably, because, I mean, apparently they don't care about math, so we're gonna get Leatherface growing up in the 30s, and then he'll just somehow magically warp to the 70s. I mean, it don't matter. Fuck it. We're stupid. We're just gonna watch it and be entertained. That's what they're basically thinking. They're just like, fuck them. They'll watch it. They'll watch it. And they're right, because it's fucking Texas Chainsaw Massacre, and it's one of the. When I was a kid, I had 6 films that I just thought was fucking top notch, and to me, those are the 6 that no matter what, I will go see the sequels to. Halloween. I always get my money. Friday 13th, Nightmare on Elm Street, Hellraiser, and of course this one don't really fall into the series, I guess, because they only made 4 of them. But Phantasm, like, I'm a huge Phantasm fan, and then of course Texas Chainsaw Massacre. So to me, those are the main 6, and so in any sequels to those, I will literally be laying down the money for. I just hate the direction that they did with the last one. I thought that was just garbage, and I'm not gonna lie, I have no hopes for this one. I guess one of the big rumors going around, or I don't know if it's a rumor or not, but they're casting multiple Leatherfaces, so I guess it's gonna be one of those things where it's gonna be, you're gonna kind of see him, you know, throughout. And I don't know, I just don't care. Like, I'm not huge on backstory. I'm really not. Like, to me, shit's just scarier when I mean, Halloween. Don't get me wrong, I like Rob Zombie's Halloween, but at the same time, it's like. And it was a cool backstory, but to me, what was more frightening about the original, was just like, you didn't know nothing about this motherfucker. He just pops out of nowhere and starts stabbing people. I don't know. So I don't want to just, I mean, of course, they're going to clearly have him. Maybe not. Maybe they won't go with the whole, he's going to be abused. But I'm sure that's what they're going to do. This the whole, he was picked on when he was a kid, and we're going to be more sympathetic with him, and he grows up, and because he's abused and picked on, he's a serial killer. I don't know. Fuck it. Now this came out, I believe I read this last Monday. Last Tuesday. So this is literally like some of the oldest fucking news, but I am pumped. Apparently, aside from this really shitty all-female Ghostbusters movie they're doing, which I'll tell you right now, I just have no desire to see at all. Like, that just looks like fucking garbage to me. I'm sorry. I don't care. I'm very sexist. I will always admit that. And I don't want to see a bunch of women who are just going to talk about their feelings and their period and watching Lifetime and then have to bust ghosts. It's Bridesmaids meets, Ghostbusters, and I just don't want to see it. Kristen Wiig has her moments, but overall, I'm sick of it. And same with Melissa McCarthy. I just don't get it. It's just, to me, she's the male Kevin James, and I just do not like Kevin James. And I'm not trying to, rag on them. They're not bad actresses. It's just, I don't really want to see what they're doing. That's my whole thing. Like, I just don't care. Like, Melissa McCarthy, I can only take in small dose. I don't know who the other two bitches are, but I don't know who they are, so fuck them. So, and it wasn't so much, I wasn't against, like, a female Ghostbuster, but mix it up. Christ. I mean, I'm okay with that. In fact, I remember, we used to play the game at work all the time. Like, you're casting, the new Ghostbusters movie. Who you gonna put in there? And I always threw a female in there because I was just like, yeah, I'd be okay with that. But an all-female cast, that's retarded. And I'm just not a big, like the director, Paul Feig or something like that. I'm just not feeling him either. However, boom, Aykroyd and Reitman are going to be backing this all-male Ghostbuster cast. And the only two they dropped, as of right now that I've seen, is Channing Tatum and Chris Pratt. And I'm there. I'm fucking hooked. And once again, I think it's ridiculous to do an all-female or even an all-male at this point. Why do that? But I feel like the only reason this movie's even being made is the fact that whenever the news, hit that, they're making an all-female cast of, Ghostbusters, people flipped out. Like, people were like, this retarded. And problem is, you can't really voice your opinion without becoming a woman hater. Like, well, you're just being sexist. Well, so what? Fuck you. I am sexist. So, yeah, but I'm a huge Channing Tatum fan. Like, I'm not gonna lie, man crush for sure. Not even ashamed to admit that. Oh yeah, swinging on that dude's balls hardcore. 21 and 22 Jump Street was fucking phenomenal. And I've watched his other shit just based on those two right there. So I'm in. And Chris Pratt, I'm really digging him. Can't wait to see him in Jurassic World. So to me, they're off to a good start. They really are. So I'm really curious to see how this goes. I was hoping for pretty much, I like Chris Pratt, so don't get me wrong, I'm glad he's in it, but I was looking for just more of like the cast from This Is the End. This gets, Seth Rogen, James Franco, Channing Tatum would be great. And yeah, I'd even, I'd throw in like Jonah Hill or some shit like that. To me, that'd just be the fucking cast right there, but, got the hounds of hell barking out here. This is ridiculous. And of course, this has been in the news for a long time, but I guess it's getting closer and we're getting more serious now. But the spinoff to The Walking Dead, I guess it's finally being finalized or whatever. And yeah, I've yet to really get caught up on Walking Dead, and I just don't care. Like, I don't know, how long can you really stretch out a show where you're just going to be walking? I don't know. I'm hearing everybody kind of say it feels like it's winding down right now anyway. So I don't know. I don't know. Walking Dead news to me just doesn't. I don't care. So I do plan on getting caught up, and I'll let you know. I guess because right now, I'm just letting the outside influence me, but. I just have no desire to get caught up. Like, that's the thing. Like, every time I go to get caught up, it's like, well, I'm going to watch this instead. And I just never get around to it. So, but yeah, the spinoff, should be here soon and everything. So, yeah. But they already said that they're actually giving it 2 seasons. Like, they're already that, like, fucking pumped for it. Like, they're just like, this will not fail. Not only will we give it 1 season, we're going to throw a 2nd season on top of that shit. So, and I hope they do good. I don't get me wrong. I would much rather see more of this go out there than half the shit she fucking watches. Like that Switched at Birth or Fosters or any bullshit like that. Those get canceled right off the fucking bat. But yeah, it's got more zombies. I'm just saying, I don't know if I'm going to be sticking around for all this. At least not tuning in nightly or weekly. So also, we're hitting up a movie called Rings. Rings is coming out. It's going to be a prequel to The Ring. And not be confused with the short film that took place as a bridge between The Ring and The Ring 2, which is also called Rings. But yeah, this is going to be a prequel, and I'm always pumped for another Ring movie. I'm glad, usually I'm kind of like, prequel's kind of iffy, but I think with this story, there needs to be a prequel, just because, A, the tape is the main thing, like the curse on the videotape, that's what everybody's kind of drawn to. And I feel like in this world now, this DVD, not even DVDs anymore, like now it's just flash drives and shit. I still think you could do something like that with that, but at the same time, it's just like, we've had so many internet, horror movies, or not internet, but like Pulse and, shit like that, and I don't know, I just feel like let's go back. Let's go back in time. So I'm okay for prequel. I think that's probably did some good. So Rings coming out soon. Can't wait to check that out. Danny Trejo has recently been added to the cast of From Dusk Till Dawn, the TV series, and I have yet to check this out, but I really want to. From what I understand, just from reading the article I did on Bloody Disgusting, they said that the first season is pretty much the movie. Like, the movie just stretched out. Except the Gecko brothers survive, I guess, and they are, you know, they're teamed, or they pair off with their respective girlfriends or whatever, and they're going to be in the second season. And, yeah, Danny Trejo joined the cast, and I'm kind of surprised he hasn't already. Like, I assumed he already was on there. Like, if you would have been like, you know, Phantom, is Danny Trejo on the show? Yes or no? I would be like, yes. Because, like, it's Robert Rodriguez's production company, and fucking Danny Trejo's on everything anyway, so, I mean, why would he not be on here? But, yeah, really glad to hear he's going to be on there. I hear Robert Patrick's on there. By hear, I mean I read. I read Robert Patrick's on there, and I'm a big Patrick fan, too, so, yeah, I'm definitely going to be Netflixing this bitch soon, so can't wait. Yeah, and apparently the Green Inferno, this story has just been ridiculous from the beginning, just the whole release of this movie. Apparently the lawyers they're getting close to, you know, come to like some kind of agreement on, you know, distribution or whatever. I'm ready. I've been pumped for this movie since last fucking October. And, yeah, I remember, I forget what we went to see, but they actually had the trailers up and running. So, I mean, it was just like, it's coming next month, and then boom, it just got yanked, and then, or I guess the company went down, or whatever the case is. I'm like, it should not be this fucking difficult. Like, I'm pumped for this, but I know it's funny. Me and my buddy Simon Terrell from Open Grave, we were talking, and we just felt like they could have marketed this even better. Like, instead of letting the outside world know that they're having trouble releasing it because of, you know, distribution or whatever, they should have went the route of like, this movie is so fucking gory and disturbing and graphic that we can't release this, and they should have went that route, I think, with trying to promote this thing. He said that, but I totally agree. Like, that would be awesome right there. Like, they should have went that route, but they didn't. They're going truthful, but yeah. So hopefully we'll be getting Green Inferno soon. Like, at this point, I'm just like, fucking release this straight to video. I don't give a shit. I just want to watch it. I just want to watch the motherfucker, but. And speaking of Eli Roth-related movies, they made a Cabin Fever remake? Really? I don't know. I'm kind of like, do we need to remake that movie? At all? Now, I have not seen any of the sequels. I know they did they did a sequel and then they did a prequel. A sequel, I think, was called just Cabin Fever Spring Break. If I'm wrong, you know, correct me. And then the third one is the prequel. It was Patient Zero. And I haven't heard anything good about either one of them, really. It is, because I love Cabin Fever. I think Cabin Fever's a damn good movie. But Eli Roth, I guess, is giving his seal approval on this. Like, he's giving the thumbs up. He says they took his original script, and then they just kind of spun it out there. Like, I don't know how to explain it. Like, they took it, oh, excuse me. They just made it their own. And I guess they rearranged the deaths. Like, the people who survived and lived or died or whatever in the original, it's all mixed up in this one. Like, you had no idea who's going to get knocked off first. I do like that aspect of it. It's bringing that is kind of being a little fresh with it. I like that. But, you know, once again, it's just kind of hard. It's just weird to see a remake, and I don't know. I guess I'll have to wait to see. I don't want to say it's for money, because it's not like, I mean, I think Cabin Fever did well, but it wasn't banking. It wasn't like, it's not like when they rebooted Spider-Man, like, you know, within 10 years of the last one. You know, the 07 was Spider-Man 3, and then they just rebooted it, like, literally, like, in 2011, 2012 or whatever. I'm like, really? Not much time, not much breathing room there, and they just rebooted anyways. At least give a decade, you know. So, I don't know, I feel like, you know, I can't really say they're doing it for money, but at the same time, it's like, well, why are they even doing it? But I don't know. We'll check it out, I guess. We'll see it, so. Of course, Friday the 13th was this past Friday, and boom, seemed like there was just a couple big Jason, you know, snippets or tidbits that popped out. Of course, the big one that I read on like every fucking news site I went to was that Jason Voorhees has been added to Mortal Kombat X. Is it Mortal Kombat X or Mortal Kombat 10? I don't know. Like, I remember when Jason X first came out, I was calling it Jason 10. I didn't quite realize everybody was calling it is Jason X, but because fuck it, X is 10, you know. But anyway, so Mortal Kombat X, we'll call it X because damn it, it's Jason. So, but yeah, he's been added as a downloadable character. So fucking awesome right there. I mean, I'm a big Mortal Kombat fan, but it's one of those games where I can really only play it once, like for one sit down, and I get bored with it. Like I love the storyline, I love the characters, I think it's great. And then like I'll play it, and I may not just for one sit down. But I play it. If I beat it, I'm done with it. Just fucking throw it to the side. I don't need to see this anymore. Cause it's very repetitive after a while. I guess it's not, but the storylines are always great, and I'm always excited to hear new Mortal Kombat news. And it's really cool they're adding like outside people into the realm. Freddy was in there last time, so it's kind of cool to see Jason in there. And finally, the last little piece I got on here was NECA, who makes the action figures, movie-related action figures and whatnot. They are adding a Pamela Voorhees and a young Jason action figure to their toy lineup. So we're gonna get the little mongoloid-looking Jason popping out of the water, I guess, and then well, Mrs. Voorhees. So boom. So guys, that's some news right there. You got any? You want to talk about the news? You want any comments about this? Leave it down below. Of course, video responses. I don't really know what you respond to on this, but maybe I just messed some news up. You just want to rip me a new one? Hey, I'm all for it. Fucking video response. And of course, you're on Facebook and Twitter. Fucking check me out. I'm on there. So, guys, I'm the Movie Phantom. This has been the news. I'm out of here.